Hello, my friends, and welcome to Letters from Paradise, number 17. There's something breathtaking about St. John's assertion that God is love. It is that this love is a quality that can only exist where there are others. This is self-giving, other-centered love. That is, it's ever-flowing outward. So it makes sense that God is not a solitary, disconnected being. Rather, God exists as Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, a full and happy relationship that is never ever boring, sad, or lonely. This love is a quality that is fulfilled in the affection and good it bestows on another. God is love. What this means about creation, the universe, and human life is absolutely stunning. When God spoke, unleashing the creative forces that formed the universe and all that is in it, this was no dispassionate or detached action. It was God is love, filling the void with created life. It was a big bang of other-centered relational love. Our human life was the ultimate reason for this massive movement of creation, and we will ever be the object of the great pursuit of the Trinity, to cause all others to experience the utter delight and goodness that's found between Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Jesus revealed the relentless pursuit of the Trinity through 3 parables he told, one after the other. First, of a lost sheep that a shepherd pursued, found, and brought home with him. Secondly, of a lost coin for which a woman searched until she found it. And lastly, of a wayward son whom a father ran to embrace, forgive, and restore to his family. Each of these stories are personal. They're about you and me as individuals being found by the love of God through Jesus Christ. But there's another dimension to these stories, a cosmic dimension where God in love pursued every person who had been born, and through his death and his ascension took them with him to the Father's right hand, inside the circle of all circles, into the very life of the triune God. Then unleashed the spirit of adoption upon the world with the singular mission of leading us to know the truth, to know and believe the love that God has for us. This is why the words forgiveness, grace, reconciliation, redemption, acceptance, inclusion, love, and so on, and the truth they convey resonate so strongly as both God's and humanity's highest attributes. In each of Jesus' stories, there is much rejoicing, not just at the homecoming of the sheep, the coin, and the prodigal, but in the moment each knew and believed what had happened to them because of the love of God. Sinners were not only home, but they knew it and believed it. Oh, happy day. I once believed a version of the gospel that told me that God turned away from the sinner, that God was so holy that he couldn't look upon sin. A gospel where we were forever needing to get right with God in order for him to hold us in his grace and favour. But happily, I've discovered a more beautiful gospel where God relentlessly pursues us, turns toward us, heals and restores our sin-sick souls. When Adam and Eve did the unthinkable, God doesn't shun them. He comes looking for them. It was the same for Cain, Abraham, Moses, and David. When they turned from God to cheat, murder, or lie, what did God do? Did he turn away from them, unable to look upon their sin? No. God pursued them in love, renewed his purposes for them, and kept his promises to them. Throughout the life of Jesus, far from shunning the sinner, he enters their world to heal and restore. He sits down with the promiscuous woman at the well. Divine love pursued her where others had avoided her. He befriends and dines with the thieving tax collector. Love that transformed him into the most generous man in town. Oh, the stories are endless and consistent. God relentlessly pursues us that he might bestow affection and good upon us, no matter how broken or vile we may be. When did the murderers of Jesus turn to him in remorse or mercy? Pray a sinner's prayer. Yet in the depth of their darkness and cruelty, Jesus forgives them. He's the God who pursues, for God is love. Dear friends, may your hearts be filled with the knowledge that God has pursued and found you out of his overflowing love and delight for you. And knowing this, may you sing and dance your whole life long. Shalom.